Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure comparison video. Not, I guess, necessarily a review for this one, but I was curious. Now, I'm not a big Transformers guy at all. I don't like transforming them. That is my biggest problem with Transformers, because I don't enjoy transforming them and fighting to try and get those damn pieces to move around and clip into place and all this and that to change it from bot mode to vehicle mode or animal mode, in this case with Beast Wars, whatever the case may be. It's just not my thing. I have nothing against them, just not my thing. However, the Transformers R.E.D, the robot enhanced design figures, I really like. Articulated Transformers that don't transform. So which means they get some added detail, which I will highlight in this video here, because I will do a comparison with a transforming bot, another transforming bot, and a non-transforming bot. So 3 different versions of Cheetor. We have the Kingdom War for Cybertron Cheetor, which I think was a Wave 1 for Kingdom. And then we have the Netflix latest one, which has the MAXIMAL Cheetor and then the R.E.D series Beast Wars Cheetor. So I will do a comparison of the 3. I will not be transforming those ones on video, but I will show you guys them in animal mode and bot mode. But really in this video, the point that I want to make is to highlight the differences between the 3 different releases, because they all came out relatively around the same time. I think this one came out first, then the R.E.D series, and then this Netflix one is exclusive to Walmart and is just now hitting, so be on the lookout there. So I will compare these 3 and I'll talk about why I feel, in my own personal opinion, why the R.E.D figure is going to be my favorite. I am not going to call it the best. I will just say my own personal favorite because of the added detail, which you could already see in the box. You could see all the added detail and everything that they could do with it. So without further ado, let's get these Cheetors out of the packages. Okay, so one thing that I want to point out right away while it's still fresh in my mind, I simply just took these right out of the package. Now, Hasbro, a couple of years ago, or whenever it was, had made the commitment to start removing plastic from their packaging. So here we have an example of what I think they meant and what they were aiming for. So these packaging styles went kind of weird. So, the window on these boxes, the Kingdom, are quite small in comparison to what they were before. Now, the Netflix one, it's still full window box, but you can see that the figures are just kind of in the cardboard, and then they're just used the little plastic rubber ties, almost like the rubber band type ties, to hold them into place. So there's no plastic lining holding the figure in place. However, the R.E.D series, and I haven't even taken it out of the box, still gets that standard normal plastic lining that the figure rests in. So this might be kind of a signal of what to come. And then one thing I noticed with the Kingdom, and because I'm not a bot guy, I don't actually know this, is do we actually get like a trading card of some sort in here? Which, oh, it goes right into the tape. Oh, good job, Bryant. Okay, so that's cool. Apparently we get a nice holographic trading card. So it says Autobot Arc, Autobot Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy, and there's something on the back. So I don't know if there's any significance or if this is some kind of trading card type of deal. You guys let me know in the comments below. So let's get to unboxing these things. Okay, so here are the 3 Transformers out of the package. We have the Kingdom, R.E.D, and the Netflix version. So I put them in order so you can see. Now, right off the bat, here is why I like the robot enhanced design, the Transformers R.E.D series or R.E.D line or whatever they want to call it. The one that's exclusive to Walmart, and I think Hasbro Pulse just put up Wave 1. I don't know if they put up Wave 2. But just take a look at what we have here. Now, I get it. The whole point to Transformers is so they can transform. And if they transform, naturally, of course, the details, the sculpt of things and everything is just not going to look as good. I completely get it. I understand. However, I just really like the way these come out when they don't transform. Had Hasbro never given us a line of articulated figures that don't transform, then more power to Transformers. However, since they did it, I really like them. So that is my take on these here. Plus, when you have the robot enhanced design, you can have all kinds of accessories. So zooming in on the accessories here, we get a couple of these purple effect pieces, which There we go, finally in focus. So that looks pretty cool there. So that's actually going to plug into the blaster that he comes with, which is painted nicely as well. As you can see there, we get a little bit of the cheetah print there. This nice copper color for the blaster with a black handle there. That all looks pretty good. But check this out. The blaster ports right on into that. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. You won't get that with the transforming bot, because there's no accessories ever with transforming bots. I know I get every now and then there might be some, but for the most part there's not. Now we also get this other blast effect piece here that will not focus in on. So take a look at that one. You can see this one has a little bit more of a cloud at the right at the point of it being fired upon. So there we go there. So that is pretty cool. We also get this crystal piece here. This rock piece, same purple plastic as those effect pieces, and we get this rock kind of color, gray color down at the bottom. Now, it has been an extremely long time since I've seen Beast Wars. I did really like the show when I was a kid. I think I watched it before school every day or whenever it came on, so I don't remember what these are from that show. Sorry. But it looks cool. It's sculpted nicely. I like that. And then we also get interchangeable hands. So out of the package, Cheetor has fists. He also comes with these trigger finger hands that you see here. And then he also comes with these open hands that you see here. So lots of accessories with that red figure. Now let's get off the recording, and then I'm going to transform these Cheetors. So we can kind of see the difference. Or actually, you know what? First, let's zoom in on all these guys and take a look and compare these two, and then take a closer look at the red figure. Okay, so here are the transforming Cheetors. So I just want to kind of go over the difference between the two. Now, I don't know how it's going to look in the new Netflix show, the War for Cybertron Trilogy. So it's hard to say exactly. This being the TV show version of that, this is probably going to be pretty accurate to the show, whereas the Kingdom isn't truly based off of the trilogy, right? I mean, I guess I always kind of got confused by that. So you have the Siege line, you have the Earthrise, you have the Kingdom. Now the trilogy is Siege, Earthrise, Kingdom. I assume that's how that works, right? For the Netflix shows. Or is it kind of based on there a little bit, but not really, but kind of, sort of? You guys let me know the history of it down in the comments below, because I am truly confused by it. I did watch what has been released so far of the Transformers show, and I do enjoy it, the War for Cybertron. But it's confusing me when in terms of the toy line. Now, obviously, the Netflix ones are absolutely true to the show, with some added deco and certain figures and that type of thing. But the other ones, the Kingdom ones, are those ones based on the show or not? You guys let me know in the comments below, because there are differences here. The big difference obviously is going to be the shade of blue. We get a baby blue here. We get a darker metallic looking blue on the Netflix one, which I think looks really nice. And looking up images from the old school animation, computer animation Beast Wars, this is kind of how he looked in that old animated show, with the metallic blue and the darker yellowish, closer to orangey kind of color to the fur, or the cheetah look. So that is actually really nice, and you can see the different color eyes as well. We got orange eyes on the Kingdom and green eyes for the Netflix. And then another key difference here is, you notice on the shins there, we actually get the painted baby blue. We do not get any paint whatsoever here. It just sticks with the color of the cheetah fur. And then looking on the back, looks like the spots are all in the same spot. We just get the different color yellow. And then of course the shoulders here actually have a different color yellow than the rest of the figure itself, but these yellows themselves don't even match. This one is darker than this one. So that is the key difference there. Dark metallic blue versus the baby blue, green eyes versus orange eyes, and this one has a little bit less paint when it comes to those legs. So now let's take a closer look at the red figure. Okay, so here is the red figure, and this thing looks pretty good. This one is truly based off of the original Beast Wars computer animated TV show. But I think they kind of lose out on some of the details in the coloring choices of the figure. Checking images, he had a darker blue to it, whereas we got a little bit of a lighter blue. Now it's not super baby blue like this, but it's not quite as dark as this. It's somewhere in between, so that's kind of the weird thing. And I think it should have gone more this orangey yellow route as opposed to the bright yellow route that this thing takes on. But I guess it's kind of a mashup of both of these transforming ones into one single figure that doesn't transform. But some of the details and things are there, which is nice. We actually get a little bit of color difference right there on this crown portion of his face, of his head. We get yellow eyes in there, and we get a nice little metallic blue going on there for his face. We get that same metallic blue in his legs there, which all looks pretty good. But look at the details. We even get little spikes there on his calves. Look at all the molded details in the legs as well. I really like that. Get a couple of different color yellows in his feet there. Check this out on the forearm. We get a couple of different yellows there. We get a much more pale yellow into a darker yellow. I like that. We kind of get the same thing going throughout the Cheetor, the cheetah head as well. We got red eyes on this guy. That looks pretty good. And we get a little bit of the copper color. The same as the blaster. We get that here like in the legs, in the knees, a little bit of blue in there for that pin. The arms, we get the same copper color, or ish. So this copper is metallic paint, whereas the arms are molded in a brown plastic, which doesn't look as good. I really wish they would have gone with the metallic paint that you see like here on the head, and then here on the legs for the arms. But they cheaped out and didn't use paint. They just used molded plastic, and it just does not look as good. And then even there we get the metallic copper paint there. Looking at the back of the figure there, you can see how like those legs are kind of molded into there and kind of cross over. That looks pretty good. But all in all, I do really like it because again, you just get so many more details in this. Because I mean, just look. I mean, look at the arms, and look at these arms. These arms, these arms, these legs, these legs. So that's why I like red. And look at the size difference as well. Obviously the scales wouldn't actually be proportionate or be the same, but that makes a huge difference. But now let's see the two Cheetors, transforming Cheetors in the animal mode. And before I actually transform them, I did find the tails in the packaging. They were kind of hidden in there. I did not notice, but the Kingdom version there, we get a little bit of that baby blue on there. And then the Netflix version, we don't get any additional paint, just along with the cheetah spots, and that's it. Okay, so here we have the bots in the alt mode, except for the red figure, because obviously that one does not transform or anything. And then this one wasn't too bad to get it to transform. It is only 20 different steps, so it was pretty easy to follow along for the both of them. After doing one, I didn't even need the instructions for the other one, so this one wasn't too bad. A little tricky in some areas because I'm just not used to following those instructions. You know, for those that probably buy all the Transformers and transform them all, it becomes easier and easier, I'm sure. So it wasn't so bad for me, but whereas the Cheetor does not look bad in the alt mode, in the animal form, I don't think it looks particularly great either. But again, it doesn't look bad. I mean, how else could you do it to where it transforms into a bot and still looks like a cheetah? I don't think there is any other way. So, you know, kudos to Hasbro for how they can figure out how to do some of this stuff and whatnot. And what blows my mind is how molds can be reused over and over again. So I'm trying to understand how like the outside of a figure could be different, whereas the inside is the same. And I could kind of get it, right? Arms and stuff can be the same because, you know, there's not moving parts and things like that. It's just because I don't have enough experience with Transformers, and I probably never will. It's just hard for me to picture and imagine. But here they are. I really like the darker yellow of the Netflix Cheetor. I think it just comes out looking the best, and I really, really wish this red figure actually used this color of the yellowish orange, because it just really stands out. It looks a little bit more like a cheetah in my opinion, and just looks really good. One cool thing is these guys have articulated jaws, so you can actually open the mouth and get him to look like that, like so. So that is pretty cool. So I really like the way that looks. Now, going over the red figure, what I want to do is go over the articulation for that guy to see if you guys can see what it's all about. But there's definitely something I'm going to have a complaint about, so let's check that out right now. Okay, so the red figure Cheetor, one thing that is really tough, these hands are like super loose in there. So the trigger hand to hold his blaster, as you can see, is loose and just kind of flops to the side. That sucks. That shouldn't be the case. So it's really tough, and you can see it just kind of wobbles and swivels in there and just doesn't want to stay tightly. Even that left hand, that fist that I just removed, came out a little too easily for my liking. Let's pop this other trigger hand in there, and then we'll see how this one holds up. But I could already tell by the peg, it's probably going to be another loose one. Yeah, it's, oh, man, that really sucks, because what, you know, the loose wrist peg, he just can't hold the blaster right now. While this one actually holds up a little bit better, so that's good. But if you put any one of these blast effects onto this blaster, then it's just going to go to hell, and it's not going to hold. Or I could be wrong, actually. So the left, it holds decently, but you're going to have to do your magic balancing act so he doesn't fall over. Yeah, see, it kind of wants to flop down a little bit on the weight, but that's because of the weight of it. Oh, but yeah, you know what? That can work. So it's just got to be the left. And again, that's just going to be probably a QC issue with my right hand, not necessarily with all of them. So, you know, hopefully yours don't come out too bad. But let's take a look at his articulation. So the head, he can't look up. That's all you're going to get as far as looking up. As far as looking down, that's all you're going to get. You get side-to-side motion, of course. You get some pivot going on in there, as you can see. You get the shoulders to go up that far out and high. You can get a full rotation in there. You got to kind of watch those back legs there. There is an upper bicep swivel in there. Mine was kind of stuck. And then there is a swivel at the elbow. It is a single jointed elbow, which gives you just about 90 degrees, as you can see there. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge, but be very careful, because that hinge right there is thin and pretty loose, and mine looks like it can, ooh, I'm probably a little scared to pull that one out now. Now the cheetah head actually just pops out and pegs right on in there. That's not something that's just supposed to be a feature. That's just kind of how they did it. It's more of a softer plastic than what you see on the torso itself. But we got a little bit of ab movement in there, so he can actually crunch back that much. Crunching forward, yeah, not really going to happen. Of course, you get a waist swivel in there. Yeah, see, that goes back nicely. Man, it just does not go forward at all. A little bit of waist swivel. It is stiff, though, but you can work it. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward really, really high, so that is cool. He has an upper thigh cut in there. You get a solid double-jointed knee, like so. No boot swivel, of course, but you get a foot that hinges down so much. Hinges up slightly. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And then, yeah, no other swivel. So decent articulation, but again, those damn wrist pegs are just too soft, too flimsy, not good. So just to show you that wrist peg and how loose it is, that's how my left hand was. Even though it was held up a little bit stronger than the right, that's something that scares me right there. Okay, so there is my comparison video. You guys let me know down in the comments below, which is your personal favorite Cheetor out of the three. Is it the regular Kingdom release? Is it the Walmart exclusive Netflix release? Or is it the robot enhanced design, also Walmart exclusive Cheetor from Beast Wars? You guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think of these figures. What do you think of the red figures? I get it. They're non-transforming Transformers. It's in the name, Transformers. That is what they do. But I still prefer mine to look like this, because you know, they just get, you know, the added detail. They get some of that articulation points and things like that. So that's just kind of why I prefer them. I just like overall how they look. But I do wish the paint deco and things would have closely matched this MAXIMAL Cheetor there. But it is what it is, unfortunately. But I still like the Transformers red figures. You guys let me know in the comments below. Would you like to see more Transformers videos from me? I don't collect them. I might, you know, pick one or two up to do a review, I guess. But really, you know, like with the Transformers Robot Enhanced Design, those figures, I'd be happy to review them. I only ever reviewed the Optimus Prime, but I do have Megatron, Soundwave, and I do have the Transformers Prime RC, which is the kind of that funky looking one. I do have this one. So if that's something that you guys would like to see, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.